everybody. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are here and we are ready. Week 6. We have an amazing guest to share with you this evening. Somebody that I'm sure you all have seen on the internet. But are you excited? Are you ready to get this going, Meg?
I am so excited. My butt cheeks are rock solid. I don't think they're ready for what we've got lined up.
And I heard that you're going to be more MagaMeg this week rather than
I'm letting the
Meg.
freak flag fly. And whoever tells me to tone it down, I'm just going to ramp it up.
Yes, absolutely. Be yourself. So we wanted to show a little video of our good friend Kay because, we got to show her glory and her sass, just show it for all it is. So I'm going to go down and try to find okay.
Your
Here we
throat
go.
and watch you bleed out. And I'm gonna shower in your blood.
All right, I'll get another water.
Well, that would be great. Thank you.
Queen all bitch here says it's 2026. This is my energy now towards all MAGA. Well, okay, but MAGA carries, so I mean, take your chances. It's probably 80-20. Worst case scenario, 80-20. Honestly, you're right. It is 2026, and apparently we're going into another year of FAFO with all you deranged Democrats and liberals. The thing that you have to realize and keep in mind is that conservatives are not just going to attack somebody for no reason. We don't do that. You psychopaths do. However, we will defend ourselves if we need to. Just keep that in mind, because when we do defend ourselves, you don't get to play victim.
God, I love her.
She's so sassy.
Yes. And she just says everything we're all thinking, and so beautifully. Oh,
Oh,
it's
maybe
happening.
I should stop hitting buttons.
Go. There she is.
Hello.
Come in. You want to say
Thank you
something
very
to the
much.
chat?
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Thank you,
Today-
ladies, for having me on tonight.
Yes, we are super excited to see you. Today has been full of chaos on the internet.
Yep.
It sure has.
Actually,
A lot
it's
of fun.
it started overnight and just carried throughout today.
It has been such a day, and I was glad that you were coming on tonight because, it just everything that we all talk about all the time, what happened overnight?
Things are exploding.
Yeah.
Things are exploding.
And it's like she said in that video, it's FAFO season, people.
Yeah, if
you think they would have caught on to that last year, but no, let's just go ahead and roll on over to 2026. That's fine.
It's absolutely insane. Waking up in the morning, it just every weekend it seems like it's something else, and these people just aren't getting it. That maybe instead of going out and doing crazy things, you should get your head checked out. Like seriously, all of you, go get your head checked out.
I
Maybe
wish
do some reading.
Or be more productive. Be a productive contributor to your communities, and stop with the nonsense. Seriously.
Yeah. And I
Seriously.
love how there's no information that has come out about the person that tried to break into Mar-a-Lago. Absolutely nothing has come out, but what is that usually? I'm leaning in a direction, making some assessments about what the person's life might be like.
Yeah. Very strange that it's been how many hours since he was removed, and we know his name.
And barely that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no social media presence whatsoever. Cannot find anything. I located almost immediately after the name and the picture came out, some family on social media. But I want to add to everybody, if somebody's family is exposed, that we I am against harassing family members. So I immediately found that and I was like, ooh, the family has not gone private. I don't know what's going on. Do they know what's going on? Then nothing else has come out.
And what's up with them reporting him missing? Because I've been hearing that as well. So
Yeah.
what does that mean in relation to what happened? Like, do they not know anything, or could it be like they're trying to cover for him? I don't know.
The
What do you
family?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah.
the aunt, a soldier's girl just commented the aunt's profile can't be found anymore either. Well, so what happened was there was some information shared from family members that this person had gone missing. It was very odd to me though. At first, I didn't know if that was the right person because of when the timing didn't line up. But they're saying that is the news has confirmed it is the same person. Oh, we got a super chat.
Hey, super chat.
Thank you. Dangerous one. Go, ladies. You are awesome. You are amazing. Thank you so much for supporting us and coming to our crazy, crazy show. But yeah, I found it odd that the family hadn't gone private yet. There was no social media presence for this young man who is 21 years old, which I mean,
Yeah.
and then the aunt I guess now is gone private, which is smart. I almost
Yeah.
like when I saw her still public, I almost commented, "Hey, you might
Wanna go
not want to."
private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I want to get information on a potential who the person is or break the story, I also feel like until we know, like say the family has absolute like say they're one of us and their kid went off to college, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got messed up in the head. We don't need to be harassing these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. The indoctrination is out of control.
Well, you guys saw with one of those videos that I shared the other day, the crazy pink-haired chick with her hair shaved and all the tackle box metal on her face. She
Yeah.
her parents are Trump supporters, are ICE supporters, and she openly doxed them while still living in their house with her child.
Yeah.
Openly doxed her parents, and then makes a follow-up video saying, "I fear for my life."
Yeah.
Be told, I fear more for the parent's life than that lady.
I said,
Yeah.
I think that that woman should not have custody of her child. Her child should stay with the grandparents. She's not got a secure home life for this child, and she's clearly mentally ill. Somebody
Yeah.
else, we got another super chat. DJB
What's
says, "You ladies rock. Keep being yourselves." I love that. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, they kicked
Yeah,
her out. Good for them. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I could never imagine doing that. I mean, I'm out of my parents' house, but like still doxing your own that's crazy.
it is crazy. And like your kid lives there, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane. Patriot Source $5 rubber ramp from Laughin' Boy Games. Hey ladies, just showing my support. Big fan of all three of you. Guys are all so amazing. Thank you so much. We do want to add if you guys are not subscribed, please give us your little subscription, hit that button. And we have super chats and I forget what they're called on Rumble, but you know what I mean.
Rumble rants. Rumble
Rumble
rants.
rants. That's what it was. So,
What is-
going into crazed liberals, we have another video. Of course we do, because they can't stop recording themselves being ridiculous, right? I mean, why would they do that?
You know. But
So we'll add
we thank them for it.
we do I mean, it gives us
It makes for
content.
content.
This is true. Here we go. So she literally got on camera to cry because her father. What? Like this?
First of all, come on, crying. Most of the time with this, there you can see no tears, but on this one, I feel like she amped herself up. Like she thought about something that happened to her back
And
in
she made
middle
herself
school,
cry.
and then
Huh?
she's like,
She's like, everybody feels sorry for me. Oh
I
my
can't.
God. How dare him have a different opinion than me?
Yeah. If there's one thing that just gives me the heebie-jeebies is when I see somebody making videos like this, trying to cry or crying and somehow trying to make themselves a victim of something. Like I
Yeah.
can understand, people making videos where something traumatic has happened in their life, but stuff like this, these crash out videos, it's sad and pathetic to me. That's what it is. It's sad
It
and
really
pathetic.
is. Yeah.
Pathetic with a capital P.
Guarding the Grid has a message for Meg. Meg's biggest 9-year-old fan is watching. I love that. Hello, little 9-year-old fan.
Hello.
Love you.
Yeah, but it's so cringe. First off, even when we had Biden as our president, do you remember a ton of us getting on camera crying?
We don't
No.
cry. No, I'm just kidding. But like that's not who we are. You know,
No, I woke up, me personally, I woke up the following morning, because I'll tell you, I went to bed, Trump was ahead, I was like, "Okay, we got this in the bag, no big
Yeah.
deal." I woke up and I saw that he won and I was like, "Man, that really stinks." So, this go around, I stayed up until
I
3
stayed up
o'clock in the
too.
morning.
yeah, we couldn't
think-
trust it.
No, I think a lot of people stayed up because we were like, I mean, everybody in the comments, did you also? It's like we had trauma. Like we could not go to sleep
Oh, yeah.
until we knew.
My
Absolutely
husband
not.
was like, as soon as Pennsylvania went for Trump, my husband was like, "That's it, we got it," and I'm like, "No, nope, I'm
I'm
awake
s-
today."
Yes, like I am awake. I am drinking coffee. I'm not going to bed.
And, like, once I saw that they officially called it, then I was like, "Okay, now I can shut everything off and go to bed." But I was making sure this time. I think I went to bed at, like, 10 o'clock the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I woke up the next day, I said, that really, really stinks," when Biden was elected, and, went about my day, though, and these folks are not doing that. Like, I accepted the fact that Joe Biden is now the president of the United States for the next 4 years, okay?
Yeah.
Did I have questions about his cognitive, impairments and his medical and his overall health? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I wasn't protesting. I wasn't going out doing crazy things. I wasn't standing on the side of the road with blow up dolls and signs and acting like a fool. No, I was being a productive, functioning human being in society, getting up and going to work and taking care of my family.
And
Yeah.
that right there, that's
we
the
weren't-
difference.
Meg, can we get an A?
Hey, wait, hang on. Before we go any further, I want to hear from the people in the comments who loves Kay. I had to do it. I couldn't help it. I love you, Kay. But
Love you
that
too.
that right there, when we learned that Biden had won, we accepted it. Like she said, we didn't protest, we didn't burn crap down, we didn't shave our heads, we didn't go crazy.
Let's
And even right? And then even during his presidency, all the crap we had to put up with, we never once said, "I can't wait for it to happen," or
No. And then they want to turn around and say we are awful people. I'm like, dude, we organized, got together, we used our voices in a positive way. We tried to make a difference, and you guys are just trying to, like, I don't know, you've turned into little psychopaths. Like,
It's really not healthy what we're seeing. And like when people try to have this dialogue with me, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, we watched this guy for 4 years, like his mental health declined rapidly. And on my end, I wasn't saying I wish the guy would just croak already. I was saying no, shame on his wife, shame on his family, shame on everybody around him that is continuing to keep him in this position. He was not
Yeah.
sharp as a tack. He just wasn't. And then when we found out about his cancer diagnosis, no, I said a prayer. Still not wishing death upon the guy. Was he a crappy president? Yes. Did I want him to get elected? No. But I'm not that hateful and disgusting of a human being.
It's
Yeah.
funny that you bring that up because whenever that cancer diagnosis came out, there was a lot of people from the left that were making videos that said the cancer got the wrong president.
yes.
Oh, that makes me sick.
And
Yep.
all of us, like, I remember when that came out, I specifically made a video because I was like, I want to show these people that we're not these monsters. Because at that point, I was like, maybe we could change their opinion. I don't know what I was thinking. So it comes out, and I'm like, we pray for his family because regardless of how we feel about him, he has people that love him. You know what I mean? I may not agree with him politically. That doesn't mean that he's not a human being. And that doesn't mean that he doesn't have grandchildren and his wife and everybody else. I don't
Does
know how their relationships are, but I'm not going to sit there and celebrate that somebody is sick. Somebody, I
Yeah.
mean, I was more angry that they like paraded around. It was like Weekend at Bernie's
Yep.
parading this dude around. And,
Yep.
you know, I'm like, this is so messed up.
Well,
Yeah.
and it makes you wonder how long he had it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
$20
mean,
Rumble rant from DW411133. Love you guys. You'll
Thank
make my day. Oh, thank you.
Love
I'm gonna
that.
lose my voice.
oh, it's no
Oh,
fun, I'll tell you.
I know. We both. You have just. Hey, if you guys didn't know or see, she was so sick. I felt so bad for her.
Oh my
Her
goodness.
family got it. It was awful.
You know
It
what's
was a
funny though?
terrible.
You brought up losing your voice. That made me think of AOC this morning. I know Kay did a video on it. I was gonna do a video on it, but I was like, you know what? Kay did it perfectly. I'm not gonna touch this. But why was her voice like that?
So
And
at
she,
first,
like turned it around. She's like, "But Trump!"
Like,
I saw
how?
the video pop up on X, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! Is that really how she was going to end that?" I mean, again, if she would have said, "I don't know the answer to that question," I
Yeah.
would have had more respect for her to just say, "I don't know how to answer this question for you," or "I haven't put too much thought into it." No,
Right.
she sat there, she stuttered, and then tried to come up with fluff to compensate for not knowing how to properly respond to it.
It's okay to admit that you don't know. You
Yes.
know?
Like
Yes.
when it get like good example when people come into our comments and are like, "Why don't you talk on this?" And I'm like, "Because I would be talking out of my rear end."
Yeah.
Like it's either that I don't want to talk about it or I have no idea. Like you don't want me to talk on it.
Yeah.
And
Careful what
POC
you
could have
wish.
easily done that.
We stay up as much as we can with things, and there are just some topics that we don't investigate all that thoroughly.
Yeah.
But and then when she ended that with, you guys have just become accustomed to a president who doesn't think before he speaks. You didn't know the answer. Just own it. Stop it and own it, because you can't blame everything on Donald Trump. You want to, but you
They
can't.
think they can.
It's crazy the connections that they make. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I stuttered and made a fool of myself, but it's Trump's fault. Like,
Mhm.
But Trump.
but Trump.
How many times have we gone back to correct ourselves or say, I could have answered that a little better, or I could have responded to that a different way?
I actually
They-
just recently had that happen where Claire had done a video about the child that got struck at the ICE protest.
Mhm.
And my dumbass did not finish the video, but I saw that a kid got hit by a car and I just got pissed off and I made a video like, well, are y'all happy now? Kids are dying because of this. And then I went back and watched the rest of her video and I was like, oh, that kid didn't die. So I had to like delete my video and fix it. Like, okay, my bad. I was
Yeah.
wrong.
So people get me confused with you on X. Somebody wrote a comment the other day that like, "Oh, you're making a video without your glasses on." So that's what this is about. If you wear the glasses, you can talk about all topics regardless of knowledge. Because I was like, I made a post and I'm like, "What glasses are you talking about?"
That's
Well,
crazy to me because you and Kay look way more alike than you and me, I feel.
You know who I get all the time is Brittany Back.
oh,
I've
Yeah.
never, but now I can't unsee it. No.
I've been asked a few times if we were sisters or if we were related
yes.
somehow. I'm like, no.
Well, apparently me and Kay, or me and all of you, or people just are like, "You're all the same person." I don't know. But
That's
let's go
okay.
on to the next
It's
one because one of the narratives that the left keeps pushing is that people can't possibly get ID. They cannot figure out how to change their name. They can't figure out how to get to a DMV, which is absolutely they're acting like they're being inclusive, but they're really being so like
dumb.
it's racist and
It
like
is.
they believe women can't I don't know. But let's see this video.
Pass the SAVE Act because there's no problem with our elections. You are in the middle of a massive disinformation campaign by the President of the United States and our foreign adversaries to convince you there's some massive problem with our elections, with our democracy. There's fraud. The 2020 election was stolen. All nonsensical garbage that you believe because you have the IQ of a small animal. The only thing that they get out of convincing you to pass this bill is it makes it harder for people to vote. And when it's harder for people to vote, Republicans win. One of the requirements in the SAVE Act is when you register to vote, you now have to either provide a passport or a birth certificate. I didn't have a passport until this year, and I lost my birth certificate. UPS lost it in the mail. If I was 18 years old voting in my first election where I voted for Joe Biden in Georgia in a swing state, I was very passionate about politics. But if I was told that I had to go get a passport, spend the time finding all these documents, there's like a 50-50 chance I just don't vote. Why are we doing that? Especially when the premise is this idea that there's some fraud problem, and there's not. Absurd.
Okay. So
This is
my first thing is he goes to a lot of events, which means that he flies. So that tells me that he
He's
has
got
a
an
real
ID.
ID. He has a real ID. So you lost your birth certificate. Okay. Well, they already had you show that when you got your ID. First off. Second, okay, if there's no fraud, then why not just prove it? If you're so sure that nothing is going on, then why are you so opposed to proving it?
Look, Nick Shirley, have you guys been watching his
Oh
videos
yeah.
recently? I mean, a dog voted. You had over 100 people, or was it 300 people? I think it was over 100. I've watched a couple of his videos at a UPS store that were registered to vote, at a PO box registered to vote, that
it's
were
so
over 100 years old.
Yeah.
oh
100 over
oh
100.
what's
And
crazy is he says that there's what did he say about the disinformation? This is like
a
a
disinformation campaign.
campaign, and I'm like, are you for real?
It,
They're the ones spreading the disinformation on this subject.
he
But
said he lost
that's
his
how they
birth
are.
certificate. Go to the health department
It's
and
so
get a
easy.
printed copy. It's a couple
Yes.
of dollars. I think it's like less than $10 to get a copy of your birth certificate. Or if you want to be a lazy ass and you don't want to drive to the health department, order it online through Vitals
Yep.
and Statistics. It
That's what
comes through the
Soldier
mail.
said. Yep. I had to order.
Literally.
So when we moved here, I could not, I still can't figure out where the birth certificates went. I know they're somewhere, but we had to do things like, cause you have to. So I ordered them. It took like 3 days. So
Yeah.
we got a super
Ooh,
chat.
super chat.
Ooh.
It's ironic in NYC, Mandami asked people wanting to help shovel, you needed 2 photo IDs and note to mention it takes photo ID to vote in Congress. Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. They have to literally put their ID in, I believe, to vote in Congress.
I
I
feel
just think
like
it's one more. Go ahead.
oh, I'm so sorry, Kay. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it's absolutely ridiculous how many different instances on our already day-to-day life that require to show some form of ID, right? When you go to get your license, period, at the DMV. When I took my 15-year-old for his learner's permit, I had to bring his social security card. I had to bring his birth certificate. I had to provide proof of residence. I mean, there are so many different things. If you are working and you have a job and you're not working under the table and you're getting a tax return of some sort, you have to provide identification.
Yes.
So many different scenarios that we have to do it every single day for one thing or another. And the fact that people want to complain about it to vote in a US election is just absolutely absurd. And they are really doing everybody a disservice by trying to convince people that folks are so stupid that they are incapable of obtaining these different forms of identification. It's just completely asinine to me. And the
Yeah.
fact that they are making a big deal about women specifically, like this chick actually is going crazy on X saying, oh, well, when you're married, your birth certificate doesn't match your license, or you're right. So you have a copy of your marriage certificate that has both your maiden name and your married name.
And we have figured it out for years. We haven't had any problem. If we did, there would have been some sort of big there would have been news, women all over outraged because they cannot change their name.
Yeah.
We go get IDs. It's not a big deal. Yet now all of a sudden, and how sexist is that? Like to be like, women aren't smart enough to figure out how, like, what are you talking about? We've done it for years.
But wait a minute, aren't women supposed to be the ones who are good at the administrative type work? Not boots on the ground, not hard manufacturing, none of that kind of stuff, not those masculine jobs, but office work, and we're not capable of obtaining a birth certificate or a marriage certificate or an ID, that's sad.
Yeah. And it
I
doesn't make any sense. And then for him to say it's a disinformation campaign, how much evidence has come out that this really is happening? How much evidence do they don't even want to see it. I feel like
No.
they are straight up propaganda at
Yeah.
this point.
Ignorance is bliss, and they would rather be blissful.
You know,
Yeah.
knock on wood, the SAVE Act passes. I guarantee you we will hear less about illegal immigration if and when it does.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now there's their voter base.
Yep.
And here's the
And
thing. I don't understand why anybody would get upset about making our elections more secure.
I don't get it either. And their argument, I feel like it just, to us at least, probably we have a different perspective, but does it not make them look super guilty when they're coming out and saying they don't support this? I'm like, why wouldn't you? Do we need to look into where you're getting your funds from? Like, is there something that you need to tell us?
Yep.
Exactly.
And Patriot Source Network said, honestly, if they can't navigate this issue, do we really need them voting? No. And that's what
Right.
I keep telling them when they get in my comments and say things like this. I'm like, great, don't vote. Don't vote. If you can't figure it out, stay home. I would love for you to stay home. I love that for you.
If you can't figure out how to get your damn birth certificate, I'm sorry, but I do not want you voting. You're clearly not intelligent enough to make decisions.
Honestly, I
Yes.
feel like at this point, a lot of people should be taking a competency test, and then if not, a history test on
Yes.
basic civics and economics and U.S. history, because our school system has failed people immensely.
Yeah,
Immensely.
I agree. But I think some of it
Massive.
might be kind of by design, you know? I
Mhm.
support this. I support ICE. My wife hates me for it, but it's funny to me. I am so sorry. That has to be
Oh,
hard.
that does. That
That
I
has to
can't
be so
imagine.
hard. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny because I used to be a never Trumper, and my husband has always been a Trumper. So I've been there. It's not fun.
No, and speaking of Memdani, I did have
Oh,
what
yeah.
what happened in New York. So let's talk about it because it's always fun to diss on Memdani. It's just a fun time. So here we go.
It faster. And for those who want to do more to help your neighbors and earn some extra cash, you too can become an emergency snow shoveler. Just show up at your local sanitation garage between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow with your paperwork, which is accessible online at nyc.gov/snow, and you can get started right away.
If you want to help out and shovel, you do need to bring 2 forms of ID, fill out the paperwork, and your social security card. But to vote in an election, you don't need any of that because that's racist.
That.
Michael
All of
Rappaport,
that.
man.
Yes, he's so like, and he used to be on the other side, wasn't he? Like, he
Oh.
was, and like to see his evolution, and he is hilarious. Like,
I'm
it's
here
just
for
so
it.
much common sense.
Do you remember it was before Trump got elected and he was making these videos where he was just screaming and crying in his phone about Trump? And like Claire said, the evolution of him, it's just beautiful. I just wish the rest of them could make that same transition.
We have a super chat, just like the fraud going on in all the blue states. When the narcissistic frauds get caught, they flip the script and blame you for it. Exactly. It is narcissism to a whole other level.
Yep.
Yeah, there needs to be a new word for it, like narcissism 2.0 or something. I don't know, because it's crazy.
Liberalism can just double as narcissism.
Yep. Yeah, Michael
Word.
Rappaport, he's been quite the character around. Zoran the moron is what he calls him. Zoran the moron.
Yeah,
love
I
that.
really enjoy his content. Like, every time he pops up, I'm like, it's gonna be because he just says it.
And he's crazy, and I love that because I'm crazy. So it's
But
nice to see somebody else that's like
it's
that.
true. Mamdani has made so many promises and campaigned on so much that he cannot fulfill. He is the epitome of over promising and under delivering.
Yes, and it's showing so fast.
It is showing so fast. Like, this is how quickly socialism can destroy a city in this instance. It's not, socialism does not work. Communism does not work. You can look at every other country, name one flourishing country where socialism or communism has been the better alternative to capitalism.
And I can't you can ask them that, and you know what their response is? Well, we haven't done it right. They haven't done it right yet. Excuse me?
What?
No. Doesn't matter how many times you can't put lipstick on a pig, okay? And try to convince people
Yes.
it's pretty. Doesn't
You
matter
can't
how
put
many different times you try to do it. It
can't
doesn't
put
work. No. Absolutely not. And now he's telling people, well, if we can't tax the rich because the rich are leaving, we're going to increase your property taxes.
Yes, and these I
Mhm.
just can't imagine any sane person that lives in NYC, like, can you ima like, their heads are probably about to explode.
You know,
I would
I've told
move.
people either move or, you guys really need to come together and get this guy impeached because he definitely fooled you. He fooled you. We
Yes.
tried to warn you, but you guys got the wool pulled over your eyes.
I feel like that should be our catchphrase. We tried to warn you people.
We have, we've tried, and we tried to tell you all these conspiracies too. If you guys are not following Unveiling Truth at home, you
I love
should
her.
be, but socialism has proven over and over again that it doesn't work. That's
We're
why Canada
correct.
offers euthanasia as a solution to medical care.
I
So
mean,
I was on the show with Bruce. I did not realize that they do
Yep.
medical assisted
yeah.
euthanasia for human beings. That is wild to
I
me.
mean, it's gotta be cheaper for them, which is so disgusting to
Yeah.
say. It's cheaper than them actually going and fixing somebody, and he was telling me too that he has to pay for insurance even though they have free insurance, because if you use the
Yeah.
free insurance, you're good as toast.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I learned about Canada, even down to defending yourself.
Yeah.
How it just so bizarre to me. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
So the next video I wanted to touch on, I think a lot of our problem these days, these Gen Zers that are freshly able to vote, is the fact that they come out of these schools and they've been told something that very much so is not true, and they live in another reality. So this is one of the, we will roast him because he is one of the worst. He is indoctrinating our children and they're celebrating him on the internet for doing so. So here we go.
Hey, good job on number 3. Have
Oh,
you ever
this
thought
guy.
about gender reassignment surgery? That's enough math for today. Is anybody feeling non-binary? For your homework, be gay.
I'm so glad
Okay.
this is a joke.
He says it's a joke, but I feel like,
No.
sometimes jokes are the root of the truth. It may not be to that level, but you cannot convince me that this man is not going in there. Are you sure that you don't feel like you are non-bi? Are you sure that you're really straight, rather than saying, are you gay? Because, and then he's definitely teaching them. You saw the video where he's teaching them illegals how to escape and how to deal with ICE if they come to your door. How is this man a teacher? And he's pushing all these trans agendas online. You can't convince me that he's not doing it in the classroom.
Oh no, no. And when I said I'm happy or I'm glad it's a joke, I meant he's making a joke of education. He's making a joke of
Yeah.
parents, really, because when we send our kids to these schools, we expect them to learn normal things, not the binary and all the crap that he's doing in his videos.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
I've said so. I have not missed a parent teacher conference or every year because my kids are in public school. Because I'm looking for those kind of things because I will pull my child out of a classroom or out of a school if that's going to be the agenda. And I've asked the kids, definitely with what's going on right now with ICE too, is, are any of these protests going on at your school? Are you hearing any whispers about these kind of things? Like, I am openly having these conversations with my
Yep.
children, letting them
Yeah.
know this behavior is not normal. People can come after me and say, who are you to say what's normal versus abnormal? Trying to tell children that they are either a boy or a girl, the opposite sex, when that's not what they are, is not normal. You are
That's child abuse.
confusing them. That is child abuse.
It is, and they're grooming them because,
Yeah.
think of it, the kid that doesn't get enough attention at home, that just is not, they're handed a tablet and not given that love. They are
Yeah.
such an easy target for these teachers and these agendas because they want that attention. They want positive reinforcement. And if they go in and say, yes, you were right, I am not the gender I am, they're going to get so much positive reinforcement from these indoctrination camps.
The
And it's
groomers.
just, it's a recipe for
disaster.
regret,
Yeah.
because they're going to make decisions that they're not supposed. They're children. They can't get a tattoo. They can't go to war. They can't buy alcohol. Yet you think that they can tell you what gender they are.
And mutilate their bodies.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll never forget the video that was circulating. Well, heck, I can even talk about the video that people came after me for, where you had a young man at DragCon in Los Angeles, a RuPaul DragCon, that was Vogue dancing, glam dancing, dressed
Yeah, I
in
remember
all
that.
pink from head to
Did the
toe. I mean,
death
that
drop
hit
or whatever it's called.
it hit that side of the internet, and people wanted to drag me through the mud saying I was bullying a child. No, first and foremost, I would be the first one to whoop some ass if somebody was bullying a child. I
Oh, I
don't
know.
care whether they
Yep.
were straight, gay, trans. I don't play with that. So
Yeah.
no, that if they wanted to characterize that was their prerogative to do
They
so.
totally took, but they
yeah.
took everything
Yeah.
you said out of
Out of
context, and
context.
Twisted
it was
it.
ridiculous, because
Yeah.
your platform, a big part of it is protecting children.
Children. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was
But
like,
you have 3 half-naked men standing behind this young man, cheering him on. Like, that's not normal, and that's not
no.
okay, and children should not be in those types of environments. Those are adult-like environments. And it's
See,
so bizarre to me
Mhm.
how these communities, and not all of them, because we've obviously got some really good people on our side,
Yeah.
that always try to attract the children.
It's always the children. And that's
Always.
what it's like. I can't remember, was it North Carolina? There was a state rep recently that was trying to fight to keep porn
Mm.
available because trans children don't get education. What state was it? Oh, maybe it was Minnesota. I cannot remember. Don't quote me on that. But it
That
just
wouldn't
came
surprise
out,
me.
and yeah, Minnesota. Okay, you have the video. Yes. So this rep is like, yeah, we got to make that available to children, that because they're not getting trans education in school. So you want to groom children? You want them to watch inappropriate videos? To give them what? Like, what
Oh,
is wrong with, and then they wanna go and say other way, because I'm backwards. They wanna go and say that you are the one that don't wanna protect children, when they are wanting to put those sort of things in front of our kids.
it's crazy making. It really is.
So, the left is now trying to say that, because they put fencing up around the Capitol building and the White House DC, they do this for big events, regardless of who is the president. But look at what they're saying. I'm going to play you, and then I'm going to play you what they said during Biden, because I just wanted to show everybody the hypocrisy. This is pisses me off.
Get more dystopian than Donald Trump building a barrier outside of the U.S. Capitol to protect himself from protesters during a State of the Union address. There is a constitutional right to protest. Why is that not being protected?
Are you kidding? Are
Okay. Yeah. So they're trying to say that he is taking away their rights and blah blah blah. Why are they not? It's like they just try to find a way to push fear. They want him to be the dictator so bad. But like the same, I'm going to play the next one and then we can discuss.
Will deliver his State of the Union address in front of a joint session of Congress
Biden.
tonight. In preparation, security officials began erecting a fence around the Capitol grounds complex over the weekend. It is the same 8-foot metal fencing that was put up after the January 6th Capitol attack. The barrier was ordered by the U.S. Capitol Police Board. The CBS News chief national
Okay, so I just wanted to, I know I made a video on this, but I really want to reiterate, because I feel like this is going to be their next stupid talking point. This is normal. This is not, he is not suppressing anybody's speech. There are places, if you've gone to DC, fencing is a pain in the butt. It really is. It's hard to get around. But there are places that they allow you to go and protest. It's just not right there, because you have to get in these officials, the president, all these people that need security. And if you allow everybody in there, how are they going to control if somebody has a weapon? They need to secure the area. It is common sense, and it happened under Biden. It's happening under Trump. Like, seriously, get a grip.
Yeah.
It's like they have
probably
amnesia.
one of the dumbest things for them to try to complain about at this point. You still have your ability to protest. Nobody's taking that away from you.
No, usually like that whole area gets blocked off. Like even when we were there for the inauguration, I hated the fencing, hated it
Mhm.
because it makes it so you can't get anywhere. It's very
Yeah.
complicated and your map doesn't update. Like that is the only thing. It is an inconvenience. It is not
Yeah.
taking your rights away. You do not have the right to go up on the Capitol grounds and hold your signs and throw things at
You have the
people
right
and
to
scream in
peacefully
everybody's face.
protest.
Yes, you have the right to
Yep.
peacefully protest whenever you want, but not wherever you want.
Wherever.
Exactly.
That. I mean,
It just is insane.
our capital should be a place. I mean, that's like Claire said, that's where the people that need to be protected are. And yes, Biden has done this. Do they have amnesia? Hello.
Yes.
It's just
They have
ridiculous to me.
convenient amnesia.
Selective amnesia.
Selective amnesia is what they
Oh,
have.
we have
Oh,
a super chat.
chat.
It's one thing to just live their own life. It's when they force it down your throat, they are infringing on your rights. Give us Trump, flipper, flipper. Give him the Trump.
It makes him blurry though, but
Sorry,
Just
guys.
ridiculous. I feel like any chance they get, we keep having to debunk these things that are just so easy to debunk. Like we shouldn't be getting on the internet. We have real issues we could talk about, but instead we're having to go after these lies that are just like it would take you 2 seconds to figure it out. Yet these people, are you telling me that none of them on the left actually go check it out? They just take the word of this person making a video?
A lot of them do, unfortunately. They don't do any of their own research. I mean, think about the dozens of interviews we've seen from Caitlin Bennett and other people who walk the streets confronting these folks saying, hey, I did a video on one today. What are you protesting? They have no idea why they're out there, what they're protesting. They can't give you any facts. And then you don't even give them facts. They're just asking questions and they ask more questions and they get upset. They get frustrated. They get belligerent. They get aggressive because they don't know what it is that they are so angry about.
It's insane. It's like the TDS. I swear, the media pushing all this through. I wanted to read this because it's a really good comment. Thank you, ladies, for being our voices, being voices for America. We have really big problem on the right side with the right wing influencers pushing conspiracies that our president is hiding, or I think they mean on the left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you. We really appreciate that. I think all of us spend a lot of time just debunking things, and it does get to be a lot on us. But at the same time, we cannot just be silent and allow these lies to exist that are just going to tear us all apart even further.
Yep.
And the lies that they spread are so just detrimental and disgusting. Like Claire said, we have to combat it because if not, more often than not, people are going to believe it instead of researching and.
Well, look what happened with the Russian collusion hoax. Look
Yep.
what happened with the dossier. I mean, you had people like Tulsi Gabbard is a great example. Where did she stand several years ago? She was
Yeah.
completely bamboozled. She's like, wait a minute. Now I was presented evidence that I was lied to, that you guys literally concocted this entire thing, and there is evidence of that. So now I have formed a new opinion, but they want to try to ridicule her and chastise her for her opinion before based on that information that they concocted to manipulate her into forming an opinion that was around their agenda, which is what they were looking to accomplish. So the fact that they can do it to people within the government, how easy is it for them to manipulate the community?
And that's the other thing too that I wonder, are we ever going to move to a place where we're holding like the media and these politicians accountable for pushing these sort of narratives? In one hand, I think I'm a big supporter of free speech. On the other, blatantly lying in order to push people to doing things like trying to break into Mar-a-Lago with a shotgun. Like, where do we draw the line?
You know, that's a great point. What did we see just in the last 2 weeks with all the headlines that said father killed daughter, shot and killed daughter after an argument about Trump? Where if you actually look into what happened, that's not what happened. They had a conversation about Trump earlier in the day. Then it led to him showing her a weapon and it firing. I mean, that whole situation, it's a sad situation, but nonetheless, every article that I saw ran with the headline that a Trump supporter shot his daughter because they were having an argument about Donald Trump.
I saw that too. I almost made a video on it before I dug into it, and like you said, found out.
It's crazy because that's true though, but that's not what happened. Context matters and the truth matters. Somebody commented, is it confirmed the Mar-a-Lago shooter was trans? You know what's really funny? I have a funny story from today. Went out to eat with my family and some random person stopped me and they're like, hi. And I was like, hi. And they're like, did we find out if the shooter was trans yet? I was like, excuse me? And she's like, I know who you are.
I love that.
Funny. That is everybody's question.
I've gotten that too in my comments. People are like, we're just waiting to hear it. I don't know.
Patriot Source Network said, well, Meanwhile, the media refuses to talk about the trans dude who killed his whole family at an ice rink. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to release any information about the person at Mar-a-Lago today, which... Why don't you want to tell us? Why don't you want to show us pictures? Why don't you want us to dig into this person at all? They don't want to talk about these things, but we really need to because over the last 2 years, if we're just assuming that the person probably is or probably like I assume he either is or he is like somebody that dates somebody, you know, if we're just assuming this and random people are coming up to me saying this, then we have a problem.
Well, more people have died by the hands of a trans individual than ICE agents in the last 2 years. Well,
very true.
I'll say since under Trump's administration and Trump's America, because ICE is only bad under Trump's administration.
Right.
Yeah, it's they supported under Obama, even though the children were literally in cages.
In cages, yeah. But they're not ready for that conversation. They want to ignore those facts.
They completely blur that out. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've had people say that didn't happen, and then I'll post the pictures. That was under Trump. I saw an article on that, and then I'm like, Grok? And then Grok's like, no, that was under... And then they just disappear.
Yeah. I love
fade
one of
away.
the videos that was circulating where news outlets were actually traveling with ICE agents, where they were praising ICE agents for the jobs that they were doing, showing them, you know, starting at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and showing up to job sites. They are not doing anything different today than they did 10 years ago under a different administration. And I'll tell you what, yes, they have to cover their faces because people today are freaking nuts and they are going after these folks for doing their job.
Yeah, and like it goes to show it's all anybody on the right. You mentioned that you were on the right and you say it around the wrong person, even though most of us will wear our hats and not have a worry. But you always have that in the back of your head. And being creators, we have to be really careful about our information because these people are psycho. Could you imagine the ICE agents are like the ultimate target for them. And we have to worry. I can't imagine what they go through. Oh, we got a super chat. Even more upsetting than lives a TikTok is, I don't know. It is lives of TikTok. I don't know. They complain the masks, but they have, and they complain about them wearing masks. Yet we said for years while, you know, the Rona is going on, going out and like doing any sort of protesting or anything with a mask on is probably not a good idea. We're like speaking of the future because, you know, we can see things that are happening and coming. And then, you know, we get the BLM and they're having their face covered. And nowadays, these people are absolutely psycho with their face covered, and then they want to turn around and say, well, ICE agents, like, what?
And they're using very, very particular and specific language. They're kidnapping. Well, you know, when you kidnap somebody, you don't generally return them back to their home. If they were in concentration camps, well, they would be staying in concentration camps. They wouldn't be getting a one-way ticket with money to go back home.
Cruise! Protest about the files aren't happening because the people that pay them don't want to be protested. Amen.
Absolutely. They don't
We
want to pay people to argue about that.
They don't want to pay people because they're the one. Yeah, they're the ones.
They're in the files.
Oh, thank you. DJB, you have been amazing. I really appreciate all of you. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. I do go ahead and list off your platforms real quick because we have
Yes.
10 minutes back and left and I don't want to like forget.
Me?
Yes,
Yes.
you.
Oh, well, I am on TikTok. I have 2 accounts only on TikTok, not 30 accounts. So my main account is K_dub, DUB_H. And then my backup account is K as in KAY_dub, DUB_H26. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as well as X under ConservativeKay 1.0.
Yes, and if you are not following her, which I am sure most of you are, but if you aren't, she is amazing, full of common sense, and she says the things that are unpopular but need to be said. So I
Needs to be
appreciate that.
said.
Love you guys.
He's a freaking
I love you
warrior.
guys.
We love
Love
you
you.
too. So yeah, I think that we moving forward, somebody commented, should we do like should they reenact the Smith-Mundt Act to control the media? And we're about to end, but that's a good discussion to have. What do you
Yeah.
think, Kay?
To be honest with you, I do think the media needs to be held accountable for spreading misinformation, because it is radicalizing people to behave in the manner that we're seeing from these deranged leftists.
Yeah,
I mean, they are inciting violent rhetoric towards conservatives, towards the administration, towards the president by spreading these lies. So if people really think that this is a regime that is trying to take over, strip people of their rights, do all these heinous things, they think that they have a constitutional obligation to stand up for themselves, when that's not actually what's happening. And like I was saying, the left is being very intentional with using this particular subset of terms to try to compare current state to prior very damning times in history that was catastrophic.
So Nam says, no, the Smith-Mundt Act did not affect cable news or private media in any way. It only prevented government-run media from pushing propaganda to foreign countries. So what is the solution? What is the solution? Because I feel like this is what is causing people to just lose their effing minds, like what Kay said, but I said it with less grace.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
I think we need to have something along those lines that impacts private media outlets, because again, it's not suppressing speech, it's not infringing on people's right to free speech, but if you are going to publish something, it needs to be truthful.
It needs to be the truth.
Somebody said the Charlie Kirk Act. I love that.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, because let's be honest. If something is being put out that is intentionally like the wording was, what was the wording? The MAGA father killed his daughter.
Yeah.
And when in reality, MAGA father, unfortunately, it was a unfortunate accident. There was no argument. The way that they're wording things is what's causing people to lose their effing minds.
Yeah, they didn't have an argument and then he
Yeah.
That's not what happened. That the argument happened earlier in the day. She was unhappy with something he said about SA.
How disgusting is it to do that?
Yeah,
they don't care though. They really just like, it's like they thrive on this, but they also, I feel like they're just pushing these agendas. I'm sure whoever is funding or putting money into these networks are people that really want the Democrats to thrive. So we're getting all of these horrendous messages to make us all look like demons, make the president look like he is an absolute horrible person, when in reality, it's just stretching the truth and changing words around in order to manipulate people.
Yep.
Deception. And misinformation.
And manipulation.
And what's sad
Harry
is that
makes rainbows blush.
I can't. That's funny.
I'm just gonna.
Harry makes rainbows blush. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is such a huge problem in our country, and it's affecting our children now.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the part that really children don't have the right to go out and protest. Like, what are you talking about? They have a right to get education. They have a right to be safe in their school. You are pushing so much propaganda that you are putting our children in dangerous situations by making
Well,
them believe that they need to go out and protest.
there, how 2 or 3 children have been hit by
Yeah.
vehicles.
Yep.
Just yesterday, I believe, no, Friday, a group of teens got arrested protesting because it turned into physical assault. You've got a principal right now who's getting a lot of heat because he told the children, you go back inside, we have no problems. You stay out here, you're getting suspended. And he
Yeah.
was getting backlash for that. I mean, no, children should not be out because they don't understand the magnitude and the gravity of what is going on, because they're also not receiving the proper education around these specific topics.
Yep.
No, I think it might be purposeful.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And you brought up that you ask your kids if stuff like that's going on at their schools. I actually did that with my son Friday on the way home. And I was like, are they doing anything, ICE protest or anything? And he said, no. And I said, if they do, I want you to tell me. But also, if they do it and they want to take you outside to protest, you go to the office and you tell them to call me and I will come get you. Because
Yeah.
no.
That's
I
actually
told
the
my
first
kids
thing
the
my
same.
kids said. That's the first thing they said is, I'll just call you to come sign me out.
That's what I told my kids. I'm like, if that happens, you need to call me and I will come get you, because we're not. And my kids were like, I don't want to be involved in that. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to. But I'm like, in that moment, if everybody's leaving the class and you feel unsafe, then go somewhere where you feel safe, even if you're leaving with everybody, but you go and hide in a bathroom and I will bust in there and come get you. Like, don't feel like you have to be scared and, you know what I mean? Like, somebody
Yeah.
I don't know if going to like, at our school, the office is so far away. I'm like, what is the right solution,
Yeah, that's
And it's so
true.
scary because, they have kids that they're just gone feral. They have no sort of supervision. And, for kids that are come from conservative families, I also worry that we're going to start seeing some sort of retaliation or targeting if they don't just walk out with them, which is terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Are your guys' schools fenced in all the way around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have
Actually.
a police officer that stays at the school
School
all day.
resource officer, us too. Yeah.
Yeah. Florida schools are known for their safety. I don't know about Oklahoma, but we're known because they make sure that everything is completely gated, and which I appreciate. My son did say that a couple kids tried to go out and leave and no one else went with them, which made me really proud of the school and the kids there, because that could have turned into a whole event. But these kids, I feel like they all were like, no, we're not doing that. Like,
Good for
why
them.
would we do that?
They got good parents. Ooh, super
Yes.
chat.
Oh, I don't see it. Can you put it up?
Yeah, DJ with another super chat.
Oh, the school district is responsible for kids, so I can imagine lawsuits if something bad happens. I think that should be what happens.
Oh, I
They
will
are,
absolutely sue.
yeah, and like the parents, their kids have gotten hit by cars, they should sue, because what do you mean that you let my kid walk the streets?
Yep.
Oh my God, I can't imagine if I got that phone call. Oh Lord.
And
Oh,
lately,
I would be mortified.
if your kid calls you, like, I feel like lately, anytime my son's like, I need something, I'm like, is everything okay? Like,
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys, we get, anytime they go on lockdown or anything funky happens, I always get a phone call. So like last week, one of their electrical rooms caught fire. So I called both of my boys that, they're both in high school, and I'm like, hey, are you guys okay? Are you out of the building? And they're like, yeah, they cleared all the buildings out. So like I'm calling them anytime something's happening. Like, where are you? Are you okay? What is going on? We've had a couple of incidents. We actually had one of our high schools where a student did successfully bring a weapon in and got shot in the ankle. Fortunately, there was no fatalities, but somebody did get hit in the leg. Yeah.
That's insane. Oh, goodness. We have talked this whole episode and we have just hit an hour. So we're going to go ahead and tell everybody we want to say thank you so much for ConservativeKay coming to hang out with us. We really
Thank
appreciate you.
you.
Make sure you give her a follow. Make sure if you are not subscribed to Red Wave Unfiltered, Patriot Source Network, you do so. And thank you so much for all the super chats. Like, you guys really went above and beyond tonight. We are super thankful for every week you come and hang out with us and giving us super chats. Like, you guys are rock stars.
Awesome
Do you-
sauce.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you guys so much for
Love
having
you all.
me.
Love you
Thanks
guys.
for coming.
Bye.